Welcome to Midnight Madness, and today we're doing the Sign of Water with the deck by The Lover's Path Tarot by Chris Walderher. And we're also doing The Fairy Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. Excuse me, and artwork by Selena Fennick. I'm attracted to the artwork. That's why I like that particular deck. So what I've picked up is that you come up straight away in your own reading. So your water sign, yeah, your Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio energy. So the crystal I use would be obsidian, which helps to protect that and ground you, because water is so emotional that we sometimes need grounding. A lot of air signs replicate water signs because they're both just as deep as each other. People pass off air signs as being non-emotional, but in fact they are. They just choose not to be. They don't like to get in their feelings, because once they let go those gates of emotion, it's unstoppable. They can't stop themselves from being so upset. It's that type of let the dam run its course, right? Let the floodgates out. Air signs hold on and bottle and bottle and bottle until then it does come out. And if you've got heavy water in your energy like I do, we are extremely emotional, but we just don't show it, and we try not to get in touch with our feelings, because once we open those floodgates, we don't know how to switch it off. That would be me. So what I've got crossing you is that you're looking at moving. You're looking at moving far, far away from the things and places and people, places and things that upset you. There might be too many triggers in the town that you live in, and you find it easier to move a different part of the country or a different state or town, because it's easier to deal with, because there's too many reminders of your past. I know Prince Harry did so much better when he moved to America, because there was no reminders of his mother that's no longer here. I moved to Brisbane, I can relate, and I didn't have any reminders of my past, and I did a lot better in Brisbane than what I do in Newcastle. I've always gone backwards here. I came here because my mother was sick, my grandparents were elderly, and my mum kept getting sicker and sicker every time I used to come and visit every 8 weeks, and I could see her health was going down. And I can see my brother has got enough on his plate. He's got 3 kids to look after and a wife, so he doesn't have a lot of time to help her out with her issues. And I used to help her out with her issues, because I used to live not far from her. So I felt it was only fair to come home and try and help her wherever I could. I didn't count on the fact that we are so opposite to each other. We're so fiercely independent. She struggled with me living with her, because I'm used to taking over and doing everything for you, if you like it or not. I will shape you and fix you and organise things and people, and she was used to doing her own thing without anyone's interference, and possibly I interfered with her outlook on how she wanted to live her life. I was trying to help, but I became a hindrance, so I left, and it was not good. We had a family breakdown because of it, and my kids stayed, and I tried to get them to come with me, but they didn't want a part of it. They stayed with their nan, and that's good, because she's stayed on the earth a lot longer. In the past, you may have been busy, very busy, studying different occupations. You may have done apprenticeships in different industries like art, hairdressing, makeup, skincare. There may have been an initiation into a job like community nursing, which is a 1-year traineeship. You may have had to do that, and it said you worked really hard at it. You were a very hard worker, but hard work can also interfere with family life. Trust me, I know. I did a job that was not built to have a family with. I told my son, my only regret is that I did a job that was only going to help me succeed in life, it didn't allocate time to be with my kids, because it was a job for a single person. I wasn't planning on having kids, so then I did. And so, you know what I mean? Like, you've got to understand that when you do a job, if you would like children in your life, you have to allow time for those children to be children with you. You can't be off working 24/7 and not home and not being you're just burning the candle at both ends. You're not being a good parent and you're not being a good worker because something's got to give as a single parent. In the past, you may have had three possibilities of work, 3 different industries, and you may have chosen one and you could have chosen several. Right now, you are hermiting. You are hiding away. And I've got Scorpion heavily in my chart. Being a Scorpion, I can tell you, we do better on our own. We hermit to regenerate, and then we become magnetic. And we don't mean to be magnetic, we just are. You may be healing from an illness. I just came out of having glandular fever. It wasn't fun. I had no energy. I had no desire to eat. And I had no desire to see anyone because I was so sick. And it was like COVID and glandular fever all rolled into one. I think they call that burnout. In the future, you're going to be the star of the zodiac. You're going to get your wish. You're going to either be in the spotlight, and people are going to be watching your channel because it relates to so many other people, or you've got people around you that are already in the industry, that are already famous in Hollywood, that want your know-how, your future knowledge, because if you're a psychic medium, who wouldn't want to know the outcome of a film or the outcome of a project they're doing? I've read somewhere, millionaires invest in predictions, billionaires invest in psychic mediums. This is actually true. Billionaires do get their cards read. Back in the day, in the court of England, Queen Elizabeth used to employ a jester and a psychic medium. It's always been that way, to figure out how to prolong the monarchy. So I believe that you're going to be someone that people are going to look to for help. I put my ring on there. It's from my son. It's beautiful. It's opal. I put it on here because being an Aquarian, we have struggles with our head and our heart. We live in our head and we overthink things, and we don't always make decisions based on our gut. I had a conversation with my son today. I said, you have to base your decisions on your gut. If the job doesn't fit, it fit for a little while, move on. I left a job that was a very solid job. I was in pharmacy for many years. It was a traineeship. I didn't like the boss much. He was not fun. He was not flexible. First time he's ever had an apprentice, so he didn't know what to do with me. Most pharmacists are not don't have good bedside manner. He did not. He was more business orientated. He just didn't know how to deal with people's emotions, and I was very emotional. And I was looking for him to parent me. Not his fault. This is just what I looked at to him for, and his wife. So I kind of wanted their parenting advice, which they did give, and they were trying to parent me the best way they could. It wasn't their fault that I was such a obnoxious teenager, had an eating disorder and a family life that was not great. But they did what they could with what they were working with what I would actually tell them, because I wouldn't tell them that I was struggling. So then I went off and became a hairdresser. I did the 1 year of doing the traineeship, and then I pissed off that and went straight into hairdressing. Different ball game, right? It's different. It's apples and pears and oranges. It was a completely different ball game, and I didn't know what I'd let myself into. It was not easy. I did a lot of cleaning. Being an apprentice, you don't get to shine a lot till the 2nd or 3rd year. I think this is when my son struggles with the eldest son. He's expecting to do everything yesterday. That's not how it goes when you're in an apprenticeship or a traineeship. You have to earn your stripes, is the old saying. You have to clean. You have to crawl before you walk. And I think this is what he didn't count on. He thought he would just, sail into a role where he was doing everything that he was taught at uni. It doesn't work like that. You have to do the ground, the grunt work, before you get elevated to that level after 2 or 3 years to do the job that you actually applied for. I don't think he understood it. And so I'm trying to tell him, and I think the generation today are so entitled that they don't understand that you don't get to do the job that you signed up for when you did the course, and you're paying 50 grand for, and you're still paying off your HECS debt. Straight up, no, you don't do that. You start from cleaning. and work your way up the ladder. You don't start where the big bosses are because they've been there for 20 years. So I just think we need to educate our kids earlier. Hey, by the way, when you finish your degree, doesn't mean you're going to do what you want to do. You're going to have to start at ground level, ground zero. We're coming up to September 11th, by the way, and it's the anniversary of it, September 11th. I'm talking about this because my son recently got a tattoo on his shoulder blades, across his back. It's beautiful, it's magnificent. It's an angel, a human with angel's wings, and it's he saw it on the back of Harry Styles. It's the most beautiful imagery I've ever seen. I love art and I love tattoos because they're a form of artwork to me. I got a tattoo when I was 18 and then 21. So I understand what he went through. It's extremely painful. Back in the day, you could drink, you could have shots of vodka before you went and got your tattoo. These days, oh no, that doesn't happen. You have to go in there stone cold sober, no alcohol or drugs in your system, and you just have to suck it up. He sucked it up for 5 hours. I'm so impressed by that dedication. Like, that's extreme dedication for a tattoo. Like, 5 hours of laying flat down on a bed. I've got a beauty therapy bed where you put your head through the hole to do, like, massage. That's what he was lying on for 5 hours while this guy did his artwork. He didn't get up to have a toilet break. He didn't get up to get water. He just sucked it up. I'm so impressed by his dedication and his, what's it called? Diligence. Dedication, diligence, and drive to succeed and get it done. Because he didn't want to go back and have it shaded in because it's expensive. It's going to cost him more. And he just wanted to knock it over in 5 hours, which he did. 8 hours. It was 10 till 4. The guy had to measure him up because he was a different build to Harry Styles. He's got broader shoulders than Harry Styles, so he had to somehow transfer what he saw in an image and trace it out and put it on my son's back. And there was so much detail. I took a photo of it and put it on Facebook. I was so impressed with his diligence, dedication, discipline. That's the word, discipline, because it takes discipline to put up with pain for 8 hours. Having a child takes 12 hours sometimes. I said to my son when I first got my tattoo, the most painful thing I ever did was my tattoo, and then it was giving birth. He basically gave birth to his own back. So I told him giving birth is harder than having a tattoo. But in saying that, I never got a big tattoo like him that I had to put up with pain for 8 hours. So in fact, he superseded me. My other son got a tattoo on his leg, which was a Harry Potter's castle. It took 4 hours. That's enough. Like, after 4 hours, you just want to get off the chair and walk around, right? He's ADHD, so that took a lot of dedication too. So I was extremely impressed. So yeah, I'm waffling here, but I just was so impressed by these kids' ability to go off and do these tattoos. They always knew that their mum had a tattoo on her ankle. Their father and his family are from a very traditional Catholic family that don't believe in tattoos because they see it like you're a gang leader or a whore, right? But I got my tattoo as a mark to my father. I got purple and black ink because that's my father's favourite colours. Christopher got the angel because I talked about how when I was pregnant, 8.5 months pregnant with him, I saw the Twin Towers fall. I got told to get up and turn the television on, and we watched the Twin Towers. And before that, I had a dream about my son on this huge building with all this rubble upon it, under this angel's wing. And it was Christopher as a 2-year-old. And as a 2-year-old, he had curls, like I saw. My Cupid. When I delivered him, I said, "There's my Cupid." Because I believe he's one of the fallen ones, and this is why I know I'm that psychic. I'm this psychic. I became very psychic at 28 before I delivered, 26 before I delivered Christopher. I saw the Twin Towers, and I saw my Uncle Robert come through, because he passed away when I was pregnant with my youngest son at 4.5 months. He passed away, and he came through to me that same night in a pink shirt when he was 20 saying, "Where's your mum?" I said, "She's in the other room. I need to tell her something really important." I said, "Well, she's in the other room." I was pregnant. I had a full-on conversation with him. I talked to the dead. It's not easy. It's not an easy vocation that I have, being between the 3D and the 5D, but I struggle, but I somehow manage. So 9 of coins. In 9 years' time, you're going to be very wealthy. It's talking about coin, and coin is always about money. I've got this little book that'll tell you a really rundown version of what coins mean. Yeah, luxury, fertility and pleasure. Time to create a family. You may want to create a family with somebody. You may have had children already and you're at an age where you can't have kids anymore. Maybe you adopt someone's children as your own. There's a relationship around you right now, water signs. It's a full-blown relationship. 2 of Cups, you are soulmates. You've both got water in your chart. You care about one another. I'm using selenite. Selenite amplifies rose quartz, which is love, by 10 times. You may have met in this life when you were with different people. You were married and had kids to someone else, and you want to be together. You may already have children to other people, but you will come together in this lifetime. And maybe you're going through a divorce right now. You're trying to get all your papers drawn up. There's a divorce that's pending, and you're thinking back when you first met. You may have met this person before he was or she was divorced, before she or he was or they were even married. They looked you up online. They fell in love with who you were as a person and your physical attributes, and your heart is what they fell in love with, not just your physical form. And they're remembering the times they offered you possibly a job to do their mother's makeup for her 70th or something significant, and you turn them down. You said, I can't leave my children. My kids come first. I can't go over to Dubai and do your mother's makeup because my kids come first. And the person I was talking to, I think it was the Prince of Dubai, he said, but wouldn't that set you up for life if you did that for someone like my mum? I went, yeah, but where am I going to put my kids? I can't leave them on their own. My kids come first. They will always come before any partner I've ever had. I told him that. He didn't understand, but I think now he's had children. He married someone else. I think he gets it. Your kids come before everything because they're your heart. They're the best parts of your soul. They are the reason you get out of bed every day, and that's what I was trying to tell him. Oh wow, this is super strange. I got Green Man's Bride. They're going to propose to you. It's a secret. It's a sacred union, a commitment ceremony, a maturing, and it's a deep relationship. So yeah, they may have just come out of a divorce and they can't marry you just yet because they've got to get the divorce proceedings ruled out, the consent orders ruled out, the children's visitation ruled out with them and their mum. But they fell in love with you first, and they married a karmic. They married someone that was a lesson to them, not their soul mate. They didn't know. They knew that they liked you, but they knew their family would not approve. Yeah, once was innocent. They were once innocent. They're not innocent anymore. And the littlest fairy, they might be very small in stature like you. You may be the same height. You may be like 4 foot something, 5 foot something. Little things come, big things come in small packages, is the old saying. And I think they saw that you were a powerhouse and you were someone to be reckoned with. They could see you leading the next generation of men, of leaders. They wanted someone like you on their side because they knew that you had the ability to see the future and the ability to warn them about future events. I think that's why they wanted to be with you. They weren't doing it for material gain. They were doing it to help the world because they are humanitarians. I get that they are like you. They are very concerned about the earth and about animals. They have a huge affinity with animals and the continuation of this earth, and they are environmentalists, and they have interests in things that promote growth, fertility and life. They see that within you as well. They may have recently tested you and offered you money for a reading you did for them recently, and you turned it down and said, I don't want it. Give it to the children's fund, give it to Gaza Strip, give it to things that actually need that money, not me. I did it out of the kindness because I wanted to help others. So it's talking about they saw your strength. There is a wedding, an engagement, and a betrothal, a hand fasting, or commitment ceremony coming up for two people who, as loving, wise partners, joined in sacred union, extension of family. See, he has kids, or they have kids, and you have kids, pondering children and growth together. You may be too old to have kids. Contemplating the direction of a relationship and its future. When this takes place, the joy of the commitment between the lovers extends to fertility, into the land, the turning of seasons of blessings on earth, and great joy amongst the fairy folk, for they rejoice in love. Now the balance of masculine and feminine returns with this commitment to honour the other and to give and receive in love with honour in sacred space. Work with the sacred oil spikenard when this card comes up, as it represents the exchange and honouring between male and feminine energies. The sacred union of partners deeply in love and devoted, and the proposal to develop a lineage, kindred ancestors of the future, and a new kind of family based on loving equality and honouring physically, spiritually, mentally and emotionally. They love you unconditionally. There is nothing but you. Once was innocent. Wow. 28. It's 10 cards back. Yep, if you're courageous, you now become who you truly are on a magical level. When you accept this part of who you are and accept that this magic you have experienced is natural and good, you will grow stronger, more fearless, more calm, more effective, and you will draw to you the children who can echo back to you these truths you have found. You will no longer mind not fitting into a realm you always feared living in, and you will know you can find your own path, tangled and wooded as it may be. You can no longer deny that what you have seen, heard, felt and touched and been touched by, you know magic is true and real, and that wonderment is your path from this time forth. So what do? Ask for help. Seek advice and consult people who have similar experiences. Surround yourself with knowledge and know that innocence is not lost, and your beliefs are not naive. Your wisdom is now telling your truth and acknowledging your experience. Yeah, so you may be innocent, you have a childlike nature, but you have an enormous heart that looks after and wants to be a light worker, a psychic medium, and you want to do good on the earth. That's what it's saying. And they wouldn't give it to anyone. If you've been given this gift, it's from God, because he knew you would not do anything shady. You would not want to benefit from it. You're the only person he knew you could trust this gift with, to stop a World War IV, to stop people taking advantage of others. He knew you were the only person he could trust. There's someone around you, it's either you or this man that you're interested in, or female, who's miniature. They're small. It's a rainbow in a crystal, a brief and gentle breeze on a warm summer's day, a reflection on water, a delicious strawberry and a flower in bloom, a light moving on the periphery of your vision, signifying fairy contact. All these things are precious today. Make an offering and give thanks for a small treasure within your life. Be generous in your appreciation. Keep things small and beautiful. Something needs to be in miniature to be at the right size. Do not criticize something, a gentle tendril of a new plant pushing through soil, for not being large in size yet. Break down a task into its smaller components, baby steps. Give thanks for each small step along the way, and know that over the magic of time, small things grow. Know that some things are better for being small. They are not meant to become big. They are tiny and they are treasures, and being pushed to make something bigger, louder and more noticeable. Small is the way to go. Look closer and at the detail. Understand the power of gratitude in terms of growth. Know your life is in some way small and very precious because of this. Yeah, big things come in small packages. That's all I have for you today for water signs.